Hello out there in YouTube land. This is Greg with Greg's Mowers and More again. Here with another episode, another lawn boy. If you're looking at this thing, you're probably saying, well, boy, somebody painted that thing the wrong color. And, well, that's not exactly true. This is the color that it would have been. And while it is a lawn boy, it's not actually a lawn boy. But let me give you guys a quick flyover so I can start explaining that. So, notice some differences. The color's different. The front wheels are yellow. All the wheels are supposed to be yellow, but the rears are broke and somebody put the wrong ones on there. It is bricktop, and it is a different shade of green than you've ever seen on a lawn boy, I guarantee you that. It's got the stand back here for the fuel tank, which tells us that it is a commercial. Let's look at the tag and see what that tells us. 6277R. The R is for Ryan. This is a Ryan mower. And Ryan made heavy-duty pieces of lawn and garden equipment, and they're still making things like that. This is a 1977 Ryan lawn boy, or a Ryan commercial mower, I guess would be the correct thing to say. Like I said, somebody else had green, probably the 3-spoke lawn boy wheels on the back. They're broke on both sides. So I don't have any of these yellow ones because they are like hen's teeth to find. So I'm probably going to wind up putting some of the orange or green or red, this style. I got another parts deck. So anyway, we're just going to try to fire this thing up right now like it sits. I got a block of wood under there so that the blade doesn't hit the plywood that we're working on here. It's got no air cleaner on it. Fuel tank is missing. We got a nice crack in the deck right there. She could probably still be welded up though. This thing is rare. I mean, I have never seen one, and I have seen one example on the internet, and that is on tractordata.com. I'll try to include a photo of that on my video here so you guys can see that. Anyway, let me get you back up on the tripod, and then we'll keep going. So you guys probably already watched the video on the Lawn Boy commercial, and I told you that came out of a storage unit at some point and it sat there for a long time. This mower came out of that group of Lawn Boy parts, is what I was told. And it was, there's totes of parts and manuals and literature and decks, and I didn't get any handles, but I did get these 2 mowers and some other decks out there and partial Lawn Boys. And this one and that commercial that I got, both of them actually are pretty rare birds. And I just don't have the heart to say that they're parts if I don't give them the shadow of the doubt, because whoever put these things in there thought they were worth saving, as rough as they are, and I happen to think they're worth saving too. So we're going to find out if there's any life left in this one. And we're going to go ahead and get started on this. Now, I know these things sat in that storage unit for a very long time. I do, however, know that this one does move. It does spin. And it does feel like it's got compression, at least a little bit. But we're going to start by popping the plug out and lubing the cylinder up on it a little bit. Spark plug should also give us a pretty good indication of how this thing was running, or if it was running. Last time it was, anyway, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. And we got a pretty old champion in there. I mean, we got a nice brown, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, we got a nice brown swirl around the insulator there. That's a good sign. I mean, it smells like varnished up oil. It smells like an old lawn boy that's been sitting for probably a couple of decades on smell. So let's give her, where's my PB at? Or do I got any Freol left? Yeah, I don't know if I got enough Freol. Let's see. See if I can't get that in there. Oh boy, I'm about out. About out of Freol. And we're getting the last of her in the cylinder there, so that's good. That should have been enough. All right, So let's tip the deck up a little bit and we'll whirl her over a little bit here. Try and get that stuff in. Stick her finger over the hole and give her a pull. See if we can hear some compression. I blew my finger off the hole, so that's a good thing. We can try and clean this plug up a little bit. It does feel like it might be a little low on compression, though, I'm just saying. Didn't quite have the pop that commercial had. Alright, shove this back in here. The ignition should already be set to on, so let's pull her over and see if we got any spark, which I'm kind of doubting. Deader than a hammer. No spark. No spark at all. So we're going to be taking the top shroud off here. And then trying to get into the points. So, size of these here. Bigger than that. Probably 7/16 or something. Been a while since I worked on one of these. Last bricktop I worked on was that 1957 that I had. If you haven't seen that video, you should go check it out. It's a good one. Actually, that's a two-parter, I believe. Uh-oh. Might have to use a wrench on these back tubes because that fuel tank stands in the way. But yeah, when I saw this, I thought somebody painted it the wrong color too. Had no idea what it was until I looked up the model number on the interwebs and found out that it was in fact Orion. Because I had never even heard of Orion before. But I guess they've been around for a while. Uh-oh, I just messed something up over there. There we go. I can't remember if you can get this through the top or not without taking the string off. Not so sure you can. Yeah, that's alright. We'll just lay it over. This shouldn't have come out. It should have stayed in there. This is what it is though. There we go. Alrighty. Looks like we got 4 Phillips screws there, which actually we probably really don't even have to take that off. We can just pull the flywheel nut off. Get the flywheel out of there. See what size that is. Probably a 9/16 if I'm guessing right. No, way bigger than that. 5/8 or 11/16. It is. The old Milwaukee impact out. Oh yeah, it's right loose. Right loose. Now you gotta remember on these old lawn boys, there's a lot of aluminum on them. They're pretty easy to screw stuff up on if you're not paying attention and getting rammy with it. Kind of take it easy. Alright, so let's get under here and pry up on the flywheel a little bit. Oh yeah. Now these lawn boys, they don't have the end there like the Briggs do. So just thread that nut down until it's even with the end of the shaft. And then give her a nice sharp blow. It should come right off for you just like that. Thread your nut back off. Should be able to lift the flywheel out. Just like so. Alright. I should probably get you guys up here and get you into this so you can see what's going on. Alright, so now we're under the flywheel. Here's our recoil assembly and spring. Underneath here is where our points are going to be. This right here is our governor assembly. You want to be careful. Make sure you get this rod put back on right, otherwise this thing will stick wide open. Had one that did that before and it wound up cooking the engine. I feel really bad about that to this day because it was a nice mower. Didn't like that. That ruined it. So we need to get our 4 flathead screws here. Get them out. If memory serves me correctly, this should just come off the top here. These centrifugal things here should come out. Yeah, you always want to make sure you put everything back together the way that it came apart. Oh, geez, that's tight. Might have to get a better screwdriver. Oh, there we go. That one went. Basically, all a lawn boy engine is a glorified boat motor. I mean, they were made by OMC. That's what OMC did, Outboard Marine Corporation. And then they adapted them to lawnmower engines back in the, oh gosh, I don't know, 40s, 50s. And if you've never owned a lawn boy before, you really need to own one because they're definitely a very special mower. And they are definitely tough as nails. Extremely tough engines and tough mowers. Can't tell you enough how tough they are and how much I appreciate them. Actually, I need to remove that flywheel key, don't I, to get that governor up. I remember that now. I had one before. I had to actually get vice grips on it to get that out. There we go. Give that a little lubricant there. See about getting that flywheel key out of there. Uh-oh. Yeah, she's moving. Ow, that was my finger. That was my finger. There we go. Flywheel key's out. Set that over there. All right, and then this should come up. The spring and all. And we'll just set him over there. All right, now this piece ought to come up. There we go. Set it over here and we're down to our points. So you got mechanical breaker points and a condenser right here. Your coil's over here. And you have this wire that runs over here. When you turn this to off, it touches that wire, grounds the ignition out so it can't spark. So there's ignition on, ignition off. On, off. All right. Let's look at these points here. And they are a little corroded. They're not too awful bad. On these lawn boys, it's not uncommon to have a bad coil. They kind of go bad out of nowhere. I'm gonna have to go get my points file. We'll try filing the points. And then we'll come in here and we'll clean our coil base, clean our flywheel up. We'll keep moving forward. All right, this is an ignition points file. Get them from your local hardware store. I got this one from an Ace Hardware. And I mean, I've had many of them. If you watch some of the earlier videos on the channel, you'll see that I lost tons of these. Enough to last me the rest of my life. You're gonna set that in between the points like that, and you're just gonna start filing away. Sorry, I'm moving the whole tripod and everything. Let me try to stabilize you guys a little bit. It's probably not going to work too good. But anyway, bear with me. And I like to grab in here and put a little bit of pressure on it so you're really taking the stuff off. Getting them down where they need to go. She's definitely a corroded mess. But I mean, if I sat in a storage locker for however long, I'd probably be a hot mess too. Give them a flick there. That'll help them make contact. Spray them out a little bit. I want to clean this guy up here too. Try and get some of that debris around him out of there. Take our wire brush to him and clean him up some more. Sorry guys, I know I'm moving you around a lot. Didn't want to do that, but it's kind of how it's got to be for right now. Got that cleaned up a little bit. Well, that's good. All right. Let's come over here and clean on our coil post here. Actually, I can probably use my wire brush on my drill for that flywheel. Speed this up a little more. That looks better. All right. There's a flywheel here. You can see that the magnets on it are just nasty. We need to check that, make sure that it's still magnetic, which most of the time they are. Oh yeah, definitely magnetic. So, clean that up with the drill. Boy, they are corroded. Yeah, big time corroded. Give that a little PB, see if that'll help them. Got my underwear rag. There we go. Wipe all that stuff off. And clean up that other side. Good measure. Yeah, she definitely sat a long time. Long time. Okay. So, let's see here. Go ahead and give this recoil some juice while I'm in here. There we go. All right, now let's go ahead and set this back on. You want to make sure that this rod doesn't fall off the carburetor. You don't want to lift that up or anything. kind of leave it. Because if it falls off the carburetor and you don't get it put back on right, it'll run wide open and blow up. Anyways, how you guys doing out there today in YouTube land? Today, the day I'm doing this, is the 4th of July. So happy Independence Day if you're in the States. If you're anywhere else, well, happy day to you too. So, yeah. Gonna go see some fireworks later and have some hot dogs and visit some people. But for right now, I just kind of felt like I was going to come out here and mess with this bricktop. I've been itching to get to it for a few days now. Just had so much other stuff going on. I didn't think I was going to get time to work on it today, but I got done with all my other stuff. So, yeah, see, that should go down and come up, go down and come up, go down and come up. And it is. That's good. That's what you want to see. We're going to give this a little bit of lube too right here just to make sure she don't stick. You can see that's working. That's good. All right, so we'll take this, set this menagerie back down over top of that. There we go. That's working. And our flywheel key is going to help hold that down. So we'll set our flywheel key in there. Just like so. Take our flywheel, line it back up with that key, if we can. Maybe. It's not wanting to go down. Maybe it was trying to, and I just didn't give it enough effort. I'm trying to not booger nothing here. There we go. Sorry for the shaky stuff. I'm not trying to shake you guys to death, I promise. And we're just going to kind of hit this down a little bit. It doesn't have to be super tight. Go too tight, you'll crack it. Now we should be to the point where I can flip this up and see if we got any spark. Which, as corroded as this thing is, I don't know. I'm not, I don't need to put my on off switch back up there first. I'm not overly confident we're gonna have spark. I mean, it could happen, but I'm not overly confident in that. Just because of how corroded this thing is inside, if these coils get moisture to them, they get done in a hurry. Kind of sucks, but that's how it is. I might have one down there in all them parts I got in the basement. All right, so is that good enough? I can flip it over here. Still got no fire. That's what I figured. I'm gonna have to look and see if I got a coil somewhere. Well, I guess I could try and unhook the ground, but see if she'll fire then. Maybe it's arcing out somewhere that it ain't supposed to be. Try that first. Just to verify for sure. It seemed like I got them points pretty clean. Probably gonna have to pop the flywheel back off to do this, ain't I? All right, come on out of there, booger. I guess I probably could have just spun this thing over with the drill and that would have told me my answer too. We might try cleaning the points again though, just in case I didn't get it right the first time. Chances are I probably got a good coil laying down there in the basement and all them parts. Alright. That's unhooked. Let's get it where it's not touching anything. Right there. Let's spin her over with a drill this time and we'll see if we got anything now. So with the plug out of it, it ought to spin over pretty good. Oh geez. Oh, we got fire now. Okay. So we had a bad ground. Imagine that. Alright. I'll be. So let me clean that up real good there, I guess. Actually, I think that's supposed to be an insulator. If I'm being honest, it looks like it is. It looks like it's plastic. So I wonder why it was grounding out. Interesting. Because it shouldn't have been. Huh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get some dielectric grease, put some dielectric grease on there, and then put the screw back in. And maybe that'll fix our dilemma. Alright, I got some CRC dielectric grease here. We'll just throw some of that down here over this insulator. And that should help. We'll hook it back up and see, and if we need to troubleshoot it further, we will. I can see you guys over there moving around. I am so sorry for that. I wish I had something better to set you on, but I really don't right now. That's tight. All right, let's put that back in there. We'll spin her again and see what we get now. Always got to verify stuff before you move forward. You get burnt like I do all the time. Oh wow, look at that. My drill kind of undid that. Interesting. All right, here we go again. Okay, nice hot fire. And that came off again. I'm gonna have to hit that thing with the impact. That's kind of got me nervous. I wish I had some Loctite to put on that thing. Coming loose way too easy. There we go. I guess the next thing's going to be put this plug back in, put the top back on it, and then we'll squirt a little bit of oil and carb cleaner in the carb opening here. See if we can't get her to bark off. See if she's got enough life left in her to run. All right, well, got you guys back up on the tripod stand there. Took my carb cleaner and blew out in here because there was all kinds of dirt and stuff. I got my fuel oil mix here. It's 32 to 1. I mean, some people say these older engines require 16 to 1, but Lawn Boy revised that in the 70s or 80s and said 32 to 1 with the modern oils was okay. Did throw a little bit of Marvel Mist Oil in there just for some added lubrication. So we're going to shoot some of this down there, and then we're going to give her a shot and see if we can't get her to pop off. Did I get that primer put back together right? Yes, I did. Okay. So this is also your primer. All right. Let's see if we can't get some fuelage up in there. There we go. Alrighty. And then here goes nothing. Let's give her a few little primes there. Here we go. Ooh, we got something out of her. She puffed. I'd like to hear a little more though. There we go. Just wasn't fast enough, was I? Oh, come on, baby. You gotta get some RPMs. No, we're not getting enough RPMs out of it, so I guess maybe it's time for a fuel system. Oh, I'm wondering if we shouldn't tear the carb apart first, though. And on these, I'm not super familiar with that, just being honest. Well, we're getting some fuel in the pulse. That's something. All right. Let me, okay. That's open. All right, let me see what I can't do about a fuel system. Bring you guys back. Well, you know, I think I'd just be fooling myself if I didn't try to go through that carburetor. Probably be setting myself up for some failure and wasted time. So we're going to try to figure that out. I've never been through one of these older carbs like this, but I need to learn because I got plenty of them to do. I see there's 2 flathead screws in here. We're going to try to take them out and see where that gets us. Because when I look back further back in there, I don't see a spot where I'm able to separate the carburetor off of the engine. Well, maybe there is. Maybe this whole thing comes off. These 3 bolts here. Maybe so. All right. So let's get in here and try to figure this out and learn together, shall we? Because if the old timers can do it, we can sure do it too. No reason why we can't. I mean, we might not have the gaskets, stuff like that. Oh yeah, look at all that crap in there, boy. That looks gross, don't it? All right. I wish I had a light out here. My other light took the crap on me. So I don't really have a light. All right, well, she's got a plastic bowl on her. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like there's just 1, 2, 3 screws under there to hold that on there. Probably 7/16, just like what we had before. So let's see if we can't pop that thing off of there. and give her a good cleaning, because that might be why we ain't getting no RPM. Might not be able to suck enough goodness. Yeah. Hopefully there's not a gasket in here that we're going to tear, but I think I can make a new one if we do, because I got gaskets in here. And, you know, I'm not. Might have to take the top back off to get that rod out there. I think we're going to have to. I don't think this bolt's going to come off without that. Yep. Pop the top back off. Okay. Need to do that. Be kind of cool to throw some wheels on this. Maybe get her out and mow with her a little bit. One thing that I can say I've never done yet, mow with a bricktop. I didn't get to mow with that 57. It just wasn't reliable enough and it was too much work. This one here, I don't know if it's the same story or not, but we're going to find out. She fired right up for us, so that's a good sign. She's got enough compression to run. At 57, I had to fight with it, finally get it to pop off. I got a feeling this one here might just be a little bit better runner. Because I think somebody knew what they were doing when they put that stuff in that storage unit. I think they knew what these mowers were. I think they knew they'd be worth something someday to somebody. Saved them. I mean, God's got a plan for everything. You know, it's people, yes, and you know, it's His glory and all those things. But I mean, He uses these things that people make to help accomplish His glory and help accomplish the work we need here on earth. I mean, God's obviously not against tools. The Bible's the greatest tool ever given. It's instructions for your life, how to live it. And I try to abide by that. I'm not perfect by any means and got numerous flaws. All right, now that's off of there. Maybe we can get that carburetor out. And hopefully you guys can maybe see a little better. Maybe. Probably gonna have to stick my big mitten your way here in a second though. I might have to take the flywheel back off too, huh? You get that rod out of there? Yeah, probably so. Okay. Well, let's see if we can't sneak her out first. Let's just see. Where's that other screw at though? It's over there. Okay. Trying to work around everything and I'm in the mud. Working in this old building. The roof fell in on it today over there. So let me give you guys a shot of that so you guys can see what I'm dealing with here. This is what I'm working in. Pretty bad shape. Pretty bad shape, but she's what I got for right now. I'm going to tear her down pretty soon. Hopefully God will decide to give me something better. There we go. Yeah, there's one here. Try to get him out. Don't you love that when your wrench is stuck and you don't got enough to be able to ratchet? So that's in there. Back around the other side. Working on that other one. Try and get this top one out. should just kind of want to come off of there, I think. Should want to separate off the case. Oh yeah, I see now. Okay, there's a little thing back here that I can, a little tab that I can pull back. And that rod will probably just come right out of there, won't it? Huh? Yeah, there we go. Looky there. There we go. That's what we needed to happen right there. Now we can get the wrench on there. But we're probably going to have to take the top back part now to make sure that rod's where it needs to go. This is kind of weird that the carburetor's on this side. And the piston goes up over there. Well, I guess it draws in through the reed valves on the side of the cylinder. So I guess that makes sense. And there's that rod falling out. Let's see if we can't get her off. Is that all the bolts? Should be. Nope, there's one more. Sorry guys, I got my big melon in the way. Let me get back around the other side there. So crowded up I couldn't see it. And I'm just being honest, my eyesight's not what it used to be. Too many years of cutting and welding, numerous other things. I'd have to get a big Phillips head out to get that one. She just don't act like she wants to come with the wrench if we got enough room to get there. Now I'm dropping stuff everywhere, boy. Just batting 1,000 today. Nope. Maybe we can get her with a socket then. We can't get her that way. Let's try to get her with a socket. Uh-oh. I'm gonna do that. Throwing tools everywhere. There we go. Are you gonna fit on there or not? Alright, well that worked better than expected. Cool. There we go. Didn't even tear the gasket. There's your reed valves. They look to be in real good shape. Looky there, we can even see in there and see the connecting rod and everything. Look at that. She looks to be in great shape. Looks like brand new in there, don't it? Yeah. Reed valves look nice. All right. What do we need for this carburetor now? Flat blade. Let me get all my stuff together and we'll keep going through that now. All right. Well, that's hey, that's pretty awesome stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, I need to try to get some of this gook off of this carburetor because she's pretty gooky. You guys can see what I'm doing here or not. Try to move you over and get you down here. Oh. There we go. So like I said, I'm about out of carb cleaner, so hoping I got enough to get through this, get her to where she's gonna run. If not, we might just have to try to use some compressed air or something else. Nothing eats through old varnish like that carb cleaner does. Anyway, that's good enough. We can see what we're doing here. The Lord knows the treasures that we're getting ready to find in this carburetor. Which, I mean, I think I got more of these carburetors too if I need one. I got a whole tote full of Lawn Boy carburetors. Somebody must have parted out, I don't know, a few hundred mowers. At least 20, 30. I mean, there's a lot of carbs and coils and all the things that usually go wrong with them. I got them. All right, let's see if you're going to come apart for me here. Oh yeah. A little trash in there. A little bit. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd that just go? How'd I lose that? Is that you? No, that's not you. Okay. Where'd that go? Okay, it's right there. I'm freaking out for nothing. Alrighty. Well, we got this. That guy. You don't look quite right. Alright, here's our float. Try to get him lifted up and out of there, maybe. If I can get my fingers on him, pull the pin. Might take some pliers to get that pin out. Probably will. Oh, come on now. Oh, maybe I can just push it with one of these. This is a torch tip cleaner. This is my go-to for going through carburetors. It helps a lot. She's a tricky one. Why don't you want to come out of there? Probably because of the pliers I'm using, if I had to guess. There we go. She was just kind of corroded in there. There we go. Now the float and the needle valve will come up and out. Uh-oh. I just dropped the needle valve and the wire's still here. Come here, needle valve. Alright. Need to make sure the rubber's still pliable on the end, and it is. Thank the Lord for that, because if not, we'd have to get a new one. Oh, I got little ants and everything just crawling all over me today. Alright, so we're going to put that spring right back around that needle valve where that goes. Set it in there. Now we're going to go ahead and pop our jets out. This right here is your fuel inlet. This is your seat for your needle. Oh, I don't quite have a big enough screwdriver for this. I need to get a bigger one someday. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I'm just messing that seat up. Golly, she is in there. She does not want to come out. Whew. All right, well, let's try the main jet here. Holy cow, it's in there. Yeah, she's in there. That sucks. Let me see if I got a bigger, better flat blade here for either. Just flaking crap off of it, ain't it? It's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. Oh, geez, yeah, she's not going to come out of there. She's in there way too tight. This main jet really does need to come out, though, because it's probably got an orifice tube in there. Oh, man. Huh. Wow. Those are in there. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get them out without pulling the threads or breaking them off. I think I'm going to have to just hope for the best. Try to run through them with a piece of wire here off my torch tip cleaner. Put her back together and see if she'll run. It's not the right way, but it's at this point it's looking like it's the only thing we got. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Not what I was hoping for. Been real fortunate on the last several because they just went right on through. Wow, that's jet kind of acts like it's messed up already. Down in the hole even. Haven't been down in there yet. It's not wanting to let me all the way through it. It's not going to run if it can't move fuel. There's the smallest one. Okay, and it goes through. It would help if I didn't have all these bent up. About time for a new one. Let's try this guy. Man, about all I can get through there is the smallest one, and that sucks because I know this thing's going to want to use some fuel. Don't want to run it lean, it'll melt it down. And I don't have any drill bit small enough to do the jets with. Let's feed her a little carb cleaner and see if maybe she won't open up for us. Soak all this stuff down too while we're at it. Oh, come on now, sit up there. Yeah, that kind of, actually it looks like somebody cross-threaded that in there. If you look at it, it looks like somebody cross-threaded that main jet in there. That's what she looks like to me anyway. And I mean, I've seen that before, it happens. Shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do that. You gotta know when to stop pushing things and just go with it. Yeah, I'm not getting anything else through there. It's just not happening. Gosh dang it. Oh boy, I was hoping for better than that. Okay. Well, I mean, at least all that's open. It's probably the best we can hope for. Alright. Oh yeah, I need to blow the float off too. Make sure that's cleaned out. I would say we check it, but it's a cork float, and it's going to float, because they do, because they're made out of cork. Unless it's falling apart, coming off in chunks, it's going to be a good one. Okay, screen cleaned up nice. That goes back over your okay. All right, well, I think I'm going to slap this carburetor and this engine back together because you guys saw me tear it apart. Assembly is just the reverse order, so I'll do that and get this bricktop back together, and then we'll try to rig up a fuel system, see how it goes. All right, so redneck fuel system engaged. Got some new rubber fuel line here. We got a fuel tank off a Yard Max Chinese push mower garbage that, you know, locked up on a guy. Picked that up off the curb. Glad I saved the fuel tank because we need it for this thing. So we're back together. We're ready to see what she's going to do. And hopefully it doesn't decide to come flying off this block of wood and, you know, disaster doesn't strike. Praying that don't happen. Praying it fires right up and runs good. But we'll find out. Let's see if we can't get some prime action going on here. I don't know if that did anything, but here we go. So far it doesn't seem like that did anything. I mean, I can kind of hear something in there trying to gurgle. We might have to fill our little juice bottle back up. Give her a little bit more of that, I guess. Yeah, here's the one. It doesn't seem like the primer is wanting to work too good. So I guess we'll have to just manually prime it. No worries. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. It's coming. As long as the roof don't fall in on me first, because it's over there making more noises. Trying to get out of here as quick as I can. But if the roof falls in on me and somebody finishes editing this video and puts it up, I guess you guys will know what happened to me. So that's a thought. Alright, well, let's give her some primer action here. That ought to do her. Here we go. Might actually have flooded it. Alright, well our kill switch didn't work, so I crimped the fuel line trying to shut off the fuel flow, but it was still running, so I put my hand over her and hand choked her out. She's running pretty good. She's kind of smoking, which I mean she's gonna burn off all that crap and garbage that's going on around there, but I don't know. I mean it does run good. So just a little concerned that she might be getting a little bit too hot. But anyway, I think let's see what we can't do about an air filter handling some wheels on this thing. All right, well, 12 hours later, we got some wheels on there. They're not right, but they're on there. And we got a crappy old handle on there. So I didn't mess with the on-off switch on it. I'll just try to muffle it out if I need to. Let's fire it up again and see what she does. Well, there we go. Took some doing, but we got her down. Next time I think I'll just pull the plug off. Let's take it outside, see what it'll do with some grass. guys, we got the old Ryan bricktop running again. Runs pretty good, mows pretty good. Need to fix that on-off switch for sure. But I don't have time to mess with it anymore today. I got to get ready to cook on the grill and go have some family and friend time. But I am very pleased with how well it runs, how well it mows. Did have an issue though. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but had a little bit of a blowout on that right front wheel there. Tread kind of got out, come up underneath the deck. And I mean, yeah, we're missing the fuel tank. We probably won't ever find a correct one for this. We'll probably find another one, paint it the same color. But once you start painting one part, it's a slippery slope. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm real partial to that commercial that I got running the other day. But this one here seems really cool too. But I mean, you can't keep them all, you know. Obviously, I don't have anywhere to store them since my roof's sitting there collapsing. So it'd be unfair to put them in there. Not right to leave them outside. I guess I could drain the fuel out of them and start keeping them in the basement. There's a thought. But anyway, why don't you guys tell me what you think? Maybe one of you guys want to buy it and give her the full restore treatment. If you'd like to do that, send me a message. Probably make you a deal on her. Good run old mower. Pretty rare. But at any rate, guys, remember Jesus loves you. Loved you enough to die on the cross for your sins, my sins, because I got plenty of them. I'm sure you do too. None of us are perfect. But yeah, so Jesus saves and God forgives. And love your neighbor as yourself. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing and everything that you're doing. Leaving me comments, telling me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, what you like, what you don't. Appreciate that. Try to adjust for those things as much as I can without taking away from the nature of the channel. A lot of you guys said you didn't like the video clips, so I've kind of taken them out. I might still throw some in there every once in a while just because I think they're quite humorous, but otherwise I'll probably leave them out. As long as we keep going and things keep doing well, we'll just keep going the way we're heading. Keep finding these old girls, bringing them back to life, and letting you guys watch and enjoy it. And I'll just keep right on working as long as I can find somewhere to tinker with them at. Really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you had a happy Independence Day, 4th of July, Father's Day, Christmas. I mean, I could throw all the holidays in there. Anyway, have a great day. God bless you.